Hello, my pack, my tribe. Welcome to Taking a Bite Out of Stupid. Alrighty, so I'm going to give a little backstory, and then I'm going to introduce you to our special guest, and let her take the reins a bit. So originally tonight I was going to do an episode of Howling After Dark, but then something happened, and I'm going to let her tell you about that. Because it's fucking hilarious. And I'm going to be too busy laughing. So with me tonight is my lovely lady, Ashley.
Hello, y'all.
So tell us what happened today.
Oh, and don't forget, Nora.
Yes, Nora's here too. But Nora's always here, so I kind of don't feel like I really need to introduce you much. You're always here.
She doesn't have a voice.
You're our Highlander.
Oh, damn.
You're our Highlander. Oh, that's awesome.
But I've got shh.
Yeah, I may be the Highlander, but you're not taking my head, you dick. So yeah, there you go.
Ooh,
There can be only one.
There will be only one. Not there can be. There will be. So fuck off.
Woo. We feisty tonight. Rare.
Anywho, so tell the folks here what happened earlier today.
No, you gotta start it because I can't remember.
Okay, so
I'm in a brain fog. Remember, I have those now because of stuff.
Okay, so earlier today, my lovely lady here, Ashley, went to a depository and got some gummies. And
Oh, yes. While he's on the phone with me, Jay is in my pocket.
right, and I'm
whole
basically
time.
hearing the whole thing, and this guy's like,
Hitting on me.
yeah, he's basically hitting on her, and gave her a discount if she would agree to like tell
And
people.
I had my work uniform on. I wasn't even cute. Like, my hair wasn't down, my tits weren't hanging out, nothing. I guess it's just my bubbly personality and my attitude and hippity dippity doodah, wham bam, thank you ma'am.
In any case,
Yeah. Next.
so she gets these edibles from this depository. Dispensary. I don't know why I keep saying depository. It's not a. I know it's a dispensary. It's not a depository. It is not a medical function.
That's a
Okay.
depository.
Now that we have clarified, go on.
So, anyways, she
Yes.
gets these edibles. They're gummies.
Two
And
different kinds that I thought.
right, two different kinds. Only it turns out
Oh my god.
one of the gummies that she took wasn't.
Drum roll please, Nora.
They weren't weed. They were shrooms.
Gummy edibles.
They were
And not only were
shroom
they shroom gummy edibles,
shroom gummy edibles.
500 milligrams of it in one gummy.
So she's tripping balls.
And I took a 25 milligram gummy, THC weed gummy on top of it. Same time.
Right.
So I'm on a roller coaster ride of what the fuck ever.
Right. And we were talking on the phone. She's like, I want to do that podcast. And I'm like, oh, okay. It changes my plans, but how am I going to fucking say no?
We women need a light in the spotlight tonight. We need to be heard. Hoorah, hoorah.
So, how are you feeling right now?
Hungry as hell. So I'm like eating this. I will get a pint of sorbet, strawberry sorbet, and I will let it melt, and it gets on. It just tastes so good. So I feast on that pretty much the whole entire night and eat a whole pint to myself within an hour. I know I'm a fatty. I gotta love my food. But right now I'm feeling uppity, energized, talkative, very intuitive. Earlier, you couldn't get nothing through to me. Like, I was laughing so hard at every fucking thing, and I almost pissed my pants. Legit, we was talking about this. I almost pissed my pants.
She was laughing at the look on my face.
I'm guessing she's remembering that look, so.
Yeah.
So, all my emotions that I have are, like, on a roller coaster ride. Like, whatever I'm thinking about or concentrating on or what's been going through my mind lately, you know, everybody's got problems in the world, whatnot. So I'm just going through the ride right now. I'm on this one big, long, emotional roller coaster right now. But I may be on this roller coaster, but I know it's temporary. Now, if I was to take medication to help me with, you know, bipolar, anxiety, depression, which technically I do have, I've been diagnosed. But I was given the wrong medication for the wrong dosage, the wrong time. I was on Abilify, which is for bipolar. And you're supposed to take that at nighttime. Well, I was taking it during the daytime in the morning, and I was, like, feeling groggy and stuff.
Okay, babe, hold on one second. So I just want to make this point. For those out there that are sitting back and wondering why things like shrooms and weed are now legal, this is why. It's not just because they're given the wrong dosage or the medication's fucked up.
I don't like the side effects.
It largely doesn't work.
Nope.
But guess what does? Weed and
does.
shrooms. Because
And they're natural.
And there's really, like, shrooms, yes, you could technically, I guess, have a bad trip on shrooms, but the thing with that
That's all
is,
about your mindset. That's all it is.
well, yes, but it also has to do with the dosage, right, and
Yep.
the strain. So basically, by eating edibles rather than actual shrooms,
I can microdose.
you can microdose, plus they've taken that out. So there is no such thing as a manufactured bad trip, if that makes sense. Because what actually causes bad trips, aside from your mental state, is fungus actually in the shrooms itself can actually cause a bad trip because it actually changes the chemical makeup. And so it's more akin to like LSD than it is shrooms at that point.
And the dangers of Abilify?
The dangers of Abilify include, and I'm not kidding,
Seizures.
suicidal thoughts and death.
And seizures.
And seizures. And a laundry list of other fucking things. Weed and shrooms have none of those.
Okay.
Like, literally no side effects.
So Abilify is almost like taking acid or LSD?
They made me sleepy.
Except with LSD, because LSD is a manufactured drug and therefore not natural. You can do one hit of LSD and be on a bad trip for the rest of your life. That's what happened to Syd Barrett from Pink Floyd. He's in a fucking asylum now because he had a bad trip and it lasted his whole life.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Right. But that doesn't happen with shrooms.
No.
You can have a bad trip on shrooms if you're in the wrong mental state or like that fungus is in it, but it doesn't last forever.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
So what is your basic mental state that you should be in when you're on shrooms?
You should be in the best mental state possible.
Happy-go-lucky,
Right.
positivity, just like a ray of fucking goddamn sunshine.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Now, can you actually? I know peyote is what you normally use when you do vision and whatnot, but when shrooms,
You can actually do it on shrooms too.
Okay.
Hell, I mix weed and shroom, grind it together, and smoke it, and gets me higher and more of a body buzz, feeling good than actually eating them. I've come to figure that out.
Right.
For me.
And this is just for things like bipolar that we're talking about. There's a laundry list of other uses.
But
They can use, I'm not kidding, they found this out, that they can actually dose somebody with shrooms and do surgery on them and they would not feel it.
Yep. But it'd be
So
a highly
it would-
concentrated dose, though.
So it would be.
Oh, it's got to
safer?
be a very high dose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the medication that they typically use for that is a potassium derivative.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the problem with potassium and potassium derivatives is when you get too much potassium in your system, your liver starts to shut down.
Yep.
They've actually poisoned people with it. Historically, like there's been assassinations using potassium as a poison.
Potassium chloride.
Right, which is just another form of potassium.
Okay, so with all this interesting information, and we know Big Pharma out there is probably going to be like shitting their bricks or whatever.
Big Pharma can kiss
Oh,
my
they can go
motherfucking
kiss
ass.
my fucking little Peter clip.
Bingo.
Do you,
because they're the
okay,
ones who
let
control
me
this.
point something out here. Do you know that we are the only country in the world that Big Pharma operates in?
I want to go over there to where's that? Where they have like actual like cafes that you smoke at? Where's that at?
Amsterdam.
I want to go.
Makes two of us.
And I want to go to Greenland and Iceland and Australia, and I want to go to all them places.
Well, okay. But what I'm getting at is we are the only country in the world that Big Pharma operates in.
So
Big Pharma does not exist in the same way overseas.
No.
okay.
We are the only country in the world that allows Big Pharma to lobby to get laws passed.
Like oil.
Like oil. We are the only country in the world that also does not have free standardized health care.
And we should, because we can afford it.
Right.
You get Big Pharma
Here's the
out of
scary
pressure.
part. Everybody looks down on Mexico, but you know what Mexico has?
Free healthcare.
Free fucking health care. Granted, it is the shittiest health care in the world, probably. Maybe next to, like, parts of Africa. But it's free and it's standardized.
But you have
How
to be a
can
citizen.
Mexico pull that off and we can't?
Because our country is run on greed. Flat out.
Correct. And why? Because Big Pharma is allowed to lobby in Congress.
And it's all about the dollar signs, all about the money.
Correct.
All about I will be in charge of you. Yeah.
You know
That's
that
true.
in the Netherlands and like Finland,
hmm
they don't really have pharma.
They don't need it.
They do large. I mean, it does exist to a point, but it's not like it is here, right? Like there, if you have a headache, you don't go get aspirin. You go to the white willow tree in your yard and you grab some bark and you grind it down. Because
Same
it's
thing.
the same fucking thing, only you know what you can't do
But
on
it's
white
not
willow
processed.
bark that you can do on aspirin? You can't overdose.
You take what your body only takes what you need.
Okay.
Your
Unlike
body, like for
like
me.
like Bayer aspirin, there's been people that have died from overdoses of Bayer aspirin
Yeah.
and ibuprofen.
Because it causes stomach ulcers.
But the natural versions of those things that they're derived from
Don't have any
doesn't happen. Or if it does happen, it's like ridiculous to overdose on. Case in point, they're castor. Okay, you know what castor oil is?
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes, agreed. But castor oil, which is juice that's ground out of the castor bean,
Okay.
right?
Gives you wicked shits and also induces labor.
Right, that's specifically what it's used for. But the medical derivative of the same fucking thing, if you were to take too much of that, it would fucking kill you. Because you wouldn't be able to maintain any nutrients at all. Right?
Yeah, because we'll take everything out of you.
Castor oil is almost impossible to fucking overdose on because you would have to eat bean after bean after bean after bean. And who the fuck is going to do that unless they're intentionally doing it? And who wants to commit suicide by shitting themselves?
That'd be an interesting way to go.
That would be literally the shittiest way to go.
Legit, man, that's... Yup.
So, yeah, I've actually been a supporter of NORML, the National Organization for Reforming Marijuana Laws, since like the late 80s. I've been heavily in support of even the legalization for poppy for medical use.
I don't see why not.
Even though I was addicted to opium.
But if you just use poppy itself and not just...
Well, if you use it as a medication and therefore it's dosed properly and it's prescribed.
So it's regulated.
And it's regulated. No issues. And there's actually a difference between the poppy and the opium.
Yeah.
See, what the poppy does is it's a natural anesthetic.
Okay.
Morphine is derived from poppy.
All right.
Now, you can OD on morphine,
And you can be addicted to it.
and you can technically OD on poppy, but you would have to eat several fucking plants. It's really...
I'm like paranoid about... My best friend makes this really good chicken, like casserole dish thing, and
Uh-huh.
she calls it poppy seed chicken. But she won't put the poppy seeds on it because she's afraid she'd get drug tested and it'd show up in her system. I was like, you'd have to eat a shit ton of it to fucking do anything.
Oh, no. It will actually show as opiates in certain drug tests.
Oh, hell.
Because it's mainly the ones where it's either the saliva ones or the ones that you got to pee on the stick.
Got to pee on a stick.
That are guilty of that because they're not exact. They look at the most minuscule traces of this stuff, and so I get why she would be afraid of that. But the chances of them actually giving her one of those drug tests over one of the new ones is actually pretty slim.
What are the new ones?
Well, the new ones are, there's one it's another saliva one, but it actually goes off of DNA. It actually detects the DNA of drugs in your system.
So are we looking
So
at
can
synthetic?
you tell,
or are we
like,
looking
what...
at-
Because there's
or
so
does
many
it
different
matter?
strands and stuff of things that they want to make sure it's authentic. Plus, you have to have documentation now.
Right, and
Sure.
and plus it can show the difference between recreational use and medical use
Okay.
because the strains are different.
Medical use is generally stronger.
No,
No?
no, it's not. It depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about poppy, medical use is actually lower.
But if you're talking about marijuana,
If you're talking about marijuana, it depends on what it's for.
okay.
But the thing is that they don't consider PTSD, bipolar, manic bipolar depressive, any of those as a reason to smoke. That you
Oh,
need the
well,
car, and it
see,
should be.
here's the thing. You want to tell that to my face there, Congressman?
Ugh, fucking bullshit.
That weed is not valid for PTSD?
Yep. It's
Okay, I guess I'll just have a flashback in your room at night, and we'll see what happens.
That's one of the reasons why you started smoking like that, right? Because of all the
What, this?
no.
Or
because
weed?
when you-
Weed, yeah.
when you were doing weed
Generally.
and, like opium, when you were like doing it together.
But you gotta understand then too, my PTSD was far, far worse than it is now. Like back then, there were a lot of times I would wake up and I would be laying flat in bed, and then I would spring up swinging for the fences. Like that quick, I would be on my feet.
Okay. I mean,
Because whoever it was didn't wake me up right. And because they didn't wake me up right, my mind went back to that place, whatever that place was, at that particular time. That's how PTSD works.
okay.
It's something is reminding you of the past, essentially.
Sounds like a trigger.
But because it was such a traumatic, stressful event, hence the name PTSD, you go back there in your mind and you're in survival mode. You want to know what the most dangerous thing on the planet is besides, nuclear weapons and chemical weapons?
Ourselves.
Guys like me that don't have a handle on their PTSD.
That's why most of them end up homeless.
Because the fact of the matter is, you put me in the wrong situation with no way to cope, somebody's going to die.
And because of your training as well.
That's just the truth of it. But guess what never has happened to me on weed?
You never took it anywhere.
I've never had a flashback, not once, ever. I've never even had the stress markers to indicate that a flashback is coming while I was on weed.
Okay.
So tell me again, Congressman, Senator Donald Trump fucking douchebag, why it's not a valid reason? Oh, that's right, you can't, because all of your decisions are based on exactly, no research.
So, I would have benefited if I'd actually gone down that road. when
You
I was
still can
going
though.
through-
Just start out with CBD. CBD is what's
See,
pulled away from. It's all the good stuff that THC has, but
Ashley,
it doesn't give you the body buzz.
Ashley, I love you, but I gotta respectfully disagree. CBD is not gonna cut it for what she's got going on.
No, I mean like pain and stuff like that.
The pain,
Oh, sure, it'll take the pain
I don't
away,
really have pain in
but
that way.
the
It doesn't take the memories away.
the mental issues is what we're talking about, and CBD does nothing for that.
No, because
Okay, well then that's when you can get one that is both, or you can go full blown hybrid, which would be what I would recommend.
Actually, I would recommend sativa.
Full sativa.
Yeah,
Well, I think she needs hybrid because she's already anxious enough as it is. So she needs that little bit of mellowness to calm her down. a
well,
little
I mean,
bit.
first off, we would need to see how it all affects her because everybody's different. But
Yeah, that's
generally
true.
speaking, sativa's really mellow. I've never been paranoid on sativa.
No,
Indica, on the other hand, I've been fucking way paranoid.
so have I.
which means that you could be paranoid on hybrid too, which kind of defeats the whole purpose.
And it's not so much. I don't really get paranoid so much. It took me an awfully long time to stop freaking out when I dropped something, bumped into something, run into something. I mean, a really long time.
Yeah.
So I don't know, would that be considered a form of PTSD? Because, I mean, it lasted for 2 fucking years.
Well, it could. The indicator would be, did the images of those experiences replay over and over in your head?
It's kind of like a reminder. Like,
then, yeah, that could be PTSD.
because it's not so much about the punishments. It was like the constant knocking something over.
You're right. It's not about the punishment. It's not about the pain. It's about the fear of them.
When it gets to the point,
It's the anxiety that comes with being afraid of the end result. That you know is coming because it's a memory. I mean, think about that for a second. How fucked up is it that your worst enemy are your own fucking memories?
That's what makes writing this book so difficult.
Okay, well, don't get upset because we were supposed to have fun tonight, so let's get back to that.
Yes. Where were we?
You getting high on shrooms when you didn't know it was.
That is
Yeah,
like...
this dude fucking wooed me and fucking, he's trying to put charm on me. He's like, you tell all your friends about me, you promise I give you discount. I was like, sure, no problem. I'll give you, I thought, no, I'm going to keep all that shit for me. I'm going to buy all that shit up. I'll be your own personal fucking...
No, but see, here's the thing. You should fucking tell your friends about the shop and let them go spend money there, because then you will end up paying a lot less money for it.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. Hell, I got another shop now here in town that they know me. As soon as I walk in the door, this one dude, he hits on me so fucking hard, it's funny. It's funny as hell. Like, I give you discount on this. Hell, I got, like, one time when I used to smoke the vapes.
I'm
Hell,
sorry.
I could get, like, 3 or 4 of them for, like, under $100.
She's all like, I'm sorry, Cheech, I'm not going to blow you in the closet. It's not happening.
Would you like a slushie?
You can give me the discount, though.
Sorry, I'm not getting a 5-finger discount.
Yeah.
Or a 5-finger hand job. No thanks. Not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Don't know where you've been.
And see, you can get CBD oil for, like, physical stuff. Like my back pain. CBD's great for that.
I was thinking about that because could I use it as massage oil as well?
Sure,
Yes.
They actually make a massage oil that's CBD.
Because I think
I
that would
actually
actually
use
work.
my lotions have hemp in them. Hemp is not only just used for
Hemp
like
is also great for it.
It's used for healthcare as well.
Well, hemp is actually closer to CBD than weed is.
Okay.
So basically, you can get high on hemp. It takes a lot of hemp. It takes a lot because it's less than 3.5 milliliters per gram
Oh my God.
of THC.
Okay. So, hold on. Sorry to interrupt. But I'm just looking on Facebook right now. I'm scrolling as we're doing the podcast. And a friend of mine had posted, I live here in Springfield, Ohio. And Someone said, what is the deal with all the airplanes flying overhead? Military planes. Must be like 25 to 30 of them. Anybody know why? What the is going on? I live
I can tell you.
30 minutes away from the Wright Patterson Air Force Base.
No, I can tell you exactly.
Ready to happen?
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of it is just going to be normal flight pattern. But a lot of it also is they are sending planes up to shoot down Chinese balloons.
They're still trying to do that to us, huh?
There were 4 that were shot down like 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And it hasn't stopped.
Nope.
And here's the thing. Say what you want about Biden. Biden is having them shot down, whereas Trump just smiled and pointed up at the sky during a fucking news conference. Gee, which one would I possibly want as my leader?
Okay, now comes the question.
I just went through the comments there during training right now, but still, that's freaky as shit.
Oh, well, okay. Training exercises then. That's cool.
Still, freaky.
Okay, so...
Well, we have a military base over here, too. We see Black Hawk helicopters out here. Ain't a big deal. But they also do have CERTA out here.
Which is?
CERTA is a military operation that looks for proof of alien life on Earth. UFOs.
I'll refrain.
And they were just over there above state land hovering maybe about a month ago. Me and Jason saw it when he brought me home from work.
Okay. Again, I'll refrain.
We are not the droids you're looking for.
You need to go and fuck the fuck off, Papa. Jeff Papa.
They're looking for other ones. The kind that abduct people. Anyways.
I'm thinking about the ones that might have a little more information and decide. You don't think? Alright.
Nope. I have my theories, but that's a topic for Howling After Dark, not this show.
Yep.
Anyways.
We're doing finish yet.
So basically what you're saying, babe, is that a bunch of guys in these dispensaries want you to suck their dick for a discount.
Oh, probably. And I was in uniform. That's the bad part. I was in scrubs. I was in a work T-shirt that had clearly printed on my tents my company's name and pants. So, scrubs. I look like a hot mess with my child running amok in the store. Ooh, Mommy, look at that. Mommy, look at that. Oh, my God. Kid, you sure you don't need some of these? Here you go. Pop one of these candy tins, son.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Just a CBD one. It'll calm them right down.
Oh,
shit.
If you fondle my balls, I'll give you this stomped on shake.
Fuck no.
Baby?
Yeah.
If you fondle my balls, I'll give you some shake.
That's a bit. That's a bit.
I coughed up a hairball. I don't want none of your
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call irony. I said, suck my balls, Missy Gibson.
Hi, I'm Tally. Wanna get high?
Okay, Tally.
Yeah.
Ha ha.
That's Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo.
guys. See, you all need to go on stage together and write the comedy bit together.
That might happen sometime down the road. We'll see.
Oh yeah, but it would for me. It wouldn't be rehearsed or anything. It just comes out. If it happens, it happens. That's how I'm gonna have to be.
And she would have to be high doing it.
Oh, that's kind of what
No,
I was
wouldn't.
known
Well,
for.
yeah, I would be, but I wouldn't. Have
Here's
to.
the
I don't
thing.
get nervous in front of people like that.
For those that don't know, I haven't really talked about this on my show. But back in the early 90s, well, I'd say early to mid 90s, I was a stand-up comedy newbie, but I had a lot of greats that had kind of surrounded me and gave me a lot of love and kind of a leg up. And what I was becoming known for is riffing and stage work.
Define the word riffing when you mean
What riffing means in comedy lingo is it's no prepared material. You're coming up with things on the fly while you're on stage.
So you're just ad-libbing everything.
You're feeding off of what you're getting off the audience. Case in point of a riff is how the comedian Steve Hofstetter deals with hecklers.
Okay.
Perfect example of a riff.
All right. But you're
All right.
doing that every time.
But I'm doing it with or without hecklers.
Okay.
So basically, I get something of a funny idea in my head, usually something that happened to me that day, maybe even the same hour as I'm getting on stage, and I'm just running with it.
Okay.
Sometimes it's hilarious, other times it's not. But I was getting to the point where about 8 times out of 10 it was funny shit, and it was getting a lot of laughs.
Okay.
Like what I'm doing tonight, essentially, on this podcast. Every time I get an opening from one of you guys and I take it...
You take it by a goddamn fucking mile.
Right, exactly. And that's a stand-up comic.
Okay.
That's what we do. We take the mundane and make it insane. That's what we do.
All right.
All right, you got to be quick-witted. That's the thing too, and I have found that I am actually more quick-witted when I'm not sober, and I'm on weed or maybe some drinkage.
Okay.
Adult beverages.
Adult beverages, but not too many. Like, I can't be sloppy. I got to be in that perfect zone of like a really nice buzz, and then have somebody say something stupid at me,
And then you
and
So
then
that's
I
all.
make
It's
them
like
look
you go running,
stupid.
Your mind goes wild.
I make them look stupid, and then back in the day, when I would make them look stupid, their girls would end up coming home with me.
Oh yeah.
And then bounce to bam bam. Know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, how many of those one-night stands do they
I'm kidding. Never happened. But
Yeah. Okay.
it could have quite a few times. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't take other
Okay,
guys'
but
girls.
what Allie said on her special, the last
Chuckle
one she did-
sluts, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And that is a real thing. There are chuckle sluts. Just like every rock band has groupies.
Okay, so every
what?
comic has
Chuckle sluts, oh yeah.
Hold up. You said every 80s band has herpes?
no.
Groupies! Wow, you're high.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Poison and Warrant and Motley Crue had Furbies.
That, ladies and gentlemen,
I
is
get
what mine
that,
has
but-
been like all night. But I'm more mellow now.
Yeah,
like, I was
but
thinking
Allie called
the
them
whole
chuckle
entire, like, what,
fuckers,
half
but-
an hour? I feel like
Yeah.
Okay,
my
so
sides are going to hurt in the morning, but I got good exercise. Strengthen up them lungs. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Alright, so as Ali put it in her special, she calls them chuckle fuckers. Maybe I'm
Well,
not
well,
supposed to
those
say
are the
that.
male ones.
Okay. But it's the way she said it. The stand-up comic, as she puts it, the guys are going out with models, pop singers, and beautiful, gorgeous women that they meet on their direct messaging.
And in at least one case that I know of, a woman with a very lovely Adam's apple.
Oh, God. Oh, my gosh, I just stood up.
And I'm not going to
Holy
repeat that
nuts.
story because well, okay, yes, I will repeat that story, but I'm going to change the names to protect the innocent.
Uh-huh.
A certain stand-up comic friend of mine got blitzed after his show, after his set, and he was at the bar. We were at the San Diego Improv. That was kind of my home club, by the way, back in the day. Anyways, he was at the bar, and this girl walks up to him, hot as hell. I'll even give him that. He was smoking. If I didn't see an Adam's apple, I would have been into it.
Okay.
Oh, hell no.
Like gorgeous. Like we're talking like Halle Berry.
Oh, beautiful.
Fuck. I fuck her
Gorgeous.
too. Yeah,
Right?
Sure would.
But, the Adam's apple, then the bulge.
Dead giveaway.
Not into that. But he didn't know that. He was wasted.
I wonder
He wouldn't have noticed an Adam's apple if it was fucking,
Bobbing up and down.
if it was fucking Goofy up there with that huge fucking knot in his fucking throat, bobbing up and down like a fucking signal. He still wouldn't have noticed it because he was that wasted.
Oh my god.
They start making out.
No! Oh my god!
Now the friend in me wanted to go up there and go, "Hey man, that's a dude."
But your curiosity got
But-
the better of you of how far you could go.
But the comedian in me thought this is going to be a bit,
Oh no!
and it was.
Oh no!
And I still tell it. So, what happens is they're getting along just fine, and then it's getting near closing time, and people are starting to leave. The last comic has already been on for the night, and dude get into his car and go back to the hotel that we were staying at. Because even though we were from San Diego, whenever we did shows, sometimes we could get put up at a very nice hotel in San Diego.
Oh, nice.
Which, in this case, was the Hotel del Coronado.
No way!
Yes, it
oh
was.
my god! Okay.
So,
Baby.
I've got